Hey everybody, it's Mike from Chili Pepper Madness. Today we're going to make a big pot of comforting chili. Only this version is going to be a chipotle chili that incorporates some adobo sauce and chipotle peppers. The chipotles in adobo sauce. It adds a really great flavor. It's just so delicious to me. This version is going to include a lot of chili peppers and a lot of different chili powders, and I think you're going to love it. So let me show you how to make it. Okay, first thing we're going to do here to get our chili going is get some olive oil in here. I'm using about a tablespoon or so. And we're going to start with some onion. And here I've got some poblano peppers. I grew these in my garden this year. Some poblanos are nice and earthy and they add a really great flavor. And I'm using jalapeno peppers because I just want a little bit of extra heat, and I just love the flavor of jalapenos. Jalapenos are always delicious to me. You can use bell peppers if you want to. If you want a little bit milder of a version, they'll be good. And I'm just going to cook these down for about 5 minutes or so to get them nice and soft. Now here's a shot of all of the spices and seasonings that we're going to be using here. I got some different chili powders that I just love, lots of chili powder obviously, and I've got some ghost pepper flakes in there for myself. It's optional for you guys. And a bit of cumin and some salt and pepper. And of course the chipotles and adobo. That's going to add a lot of flavor. Alright, now we're going to add some garlic here, some fresh chopped garlic. And I'm using about 3.5 or 4 cloves of some chopped garlic. You can pretty much always use more garlic than the recipe calls for. I mean, it's garlic. It's just amazing. I love garlic so much. So let's cook it down for 30 seconds to a minute or so until you can smell that gorgeous garlic. Oh, baby. All right, we got some meats here. Here I'm using a mixture of ground beef and ground turkey. I like the mix. You can use pretty much any kind of ground meat that you want to. Ground beef usually pretty traditional, but I like to mix it up here. Get it all broken up in here. And you're gonna cook it down, get it nice and browned, and mostly cooked through probably 8 or 9 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on your heat. And just get it cooked down. Then we'll come back and we're gonna season her up. All right, the meats and veggies are nicely cooked down here a bit, and now we're gonna season this up. So I've got a bunch of different seasonings. I've got some, this is your typical American chili powder where it's really chili powder and a few other seasonings. I have a homemade blend that I use, but you can use your favorite. And I've got some other chili powders. Here I've got some ancho powder, and ancho is just so delicious, along with guajillo powder. So I'm getting lots of extra spices in here. I'm adding some spicy chili flakes here, you guys. And so this is like a little bit of a ghost powder blend from some peppers that I dehydrated and made at home. You can use milder if you want to, or just skip it if it's too hot for you. Some cumin. I always love cumin in my chili. And a bit of salt and pepper. And then we're just going to go ahead and mix this all up and just kind of cook it in for a minute or so. And then we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. This pot of chili is already starting to smell good. Alright, so this is chipotle chili, so I'm going to use a can of chipotles and adobo sauce. This stuff is going to add a really nice smoky quality, and it's pretty bold, so if you want, you could only use maybe a couple tablespoons and just pull out the chipotles. But, being Chili Pepper Madness, I like everything really bold and spicy and delicious. I'm just going to go ahead and add the whole can. You can see those chunky chipotles in there, and they just break down really easily. If you wanted to, you could process it with a food processor before you put it in. But I just kind of mix it in there, and just break it up with my spoon, kind of like the chunk factor. But look at that, look at the color on that, the adobo sauce. It's a little sweet, a little smoky, a little spicy, and 100% delicious. And let's finish this up, my friends. I have here some fire roasted tomatoes. So I'm using canned fire roasted tomatoes. I have three 14.5 ounce cans, and you can probably get away with 2 if you wanted to, but you can also use fresh if you want, but fire roasted tomatoes adds just an extra layer of flavor. That roasting is, I don't know, these are my favorite kind of tomatoes to use for chilies and sauces and pretty much anything. And I'm going to add, I got a couple cans of some kidney beans here, some dark red. Get it all mixed up. You can skip the beans if you want. I know some people are beans don't belong in chili kind of people, and that's okay. I do like beans. But I'm either or, however you want it. You could also add extra meat, make it extra chunky. And get this nice and mixed in here. And all these tomatoes are gonna break down and get a little bit more saucy. But look at how thick this chili looks already. Holy cow, oh man. Chunky, chunky chili. Oh baby, I cannot wait to eat this. So all right, I got this here. I'm going to just let it simmer on kind of a medium low. I mean, you could eat it in about 20 minutes, but the longer you let it simmer, the better it's gonna be. And all right, let's come back to that in a little while and we'll give it a taste. Oh my, you can smell it already. This whole house is smelling delicious. I can't wait to dig in. All right, take a look at this. It's nice and chunky and a little spicy. It looks delicious. Got to take a taste here. Dude, that is a nice level of chipotle. It's spicy. Got my ghost in there. You can dial it back, but wow, that's it. That's how you make chipotle chili, guys. Chili pepper madness. I hope you enjoy it. Peace out.